Hey all, KP, aka the Quivering Poem here, and I just wanted to talk about lyrics for a second. This will be one of the final installments of this during the contest, during my part of the contest anyway. So whatever the future holds for this particular album, I have a whole bunch of video of the making of this album that I have not released because I don't want to give away the album before it's released, obviously. So I'm just going to keep that tucked away for now, but I plan on releasing it eventually at some point. It'll just depend on how things go with, with the contest, and we'll just see what happens. Lyrics, let's talk about those for a second. When I first started songwriting, I didn't really care about lyrics that much. I wanted to write something decent, but for the most part, lyrics were placeholders for notes in a lot of ways, and I just did a lot of stream of consciousness stuff. Once in a while, I would write something that meant something solid, I guess. But for the most part, it was a lot of flowery stuff and a lot of metaphors and a lot of allegory. And I guess I think it was decent. But then as time progressed, I found that they were pretty important, and I found that it's actually easier to write lyrics when you have a subject in mind ahead of time. So once in a while I'll still do a bit of the stream of consciousness stuff, but for the most part now I set out to write about something. I try to have a theme in mind. I try to have some kind of, I don't want to say message, but sometimes it just depends on the song. But for the most part, I do, nowadays, I do actually set out to write about a certain subject a lot of times, and I think it's helped, actually. I think the focus actually helps not only allow me to write things quicker, but I think it's actually better. I still try to make it, poetic and whatnot, but I think there's more meaning behind the songs that I write now than when I was first starting out. Try to write it in one sitting if possible. A lot of times, life gets in the way of that, but if you're able to, try to get it all in one sitting. You'll find that it's more cohesive. It'll flow better. So that's about it for lyrics. Now, anyway, when I started this album writing club endeavor, I told myself I wasn't going to shave until the album is finished. And this is about 3 weeks worth because I'm mostly Irish. But the album's done. It is finished. It's blurry back there, I'm sure, but anyway, there it is. My iTunes is open right there, and there's the album. It's a brand new, hot off the press, 10 songs. It's a concept album. A concept being major themes that are prevalent in the world today, in the 2020s. I don't want to go into too much detail, but it was a big project, conceptually, lyrically, musically, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm super excited to share this. I can't wait for you to hear it. Unfortunately, I can't share it just yet, but we'll see how things go. Fingers crossed. I finished a little early. When I set out to do this, I had pretty good time management. Normally I don't have very good time management, but when it comes to music, I do. And I set things up. I set time aside for this. I multitasked quite a bit. I was working on lyrics throughout the whole time. I was working on, I set out a weekend just to work on drums, and then I set out, a few days just to work on guitar, and I was I compartmentalized. I think that's a good idea too when you're recording, is to focus on one instrument at a time, not one song at a time. Do all the tunes, do that instrument for all the tunes, and then go back and do a different instrument for all the tunes. If you can, that's the way to go, I say. I think it speeds things up quite a bit. Just the setup alone, setting up the mic, setting up the guitar, all that kind of stuff. You can just kind of blow right through. I think that's pretty obvious, but sometimes people focus on doing one song at a time. I think that slows things down quite a bit. Anyway, I ended a little bit early because I always give myself some time at the end in case something goes wrong, the computer glitches out, my hard drive breaks, whatever. I have everything backed up a few times over actually, but just in case, power outage, who knows, something could go wrong. In fact, I haven't uploaded it to SoundCloud yet for Mike to review, so hopefully nothing goes wrong there. Knock on wood, wherever there's wood. But but I think it's a good idea to give yourself a little bit of extra time at the end in case something goes wrong. And lucky for me, nothing went wrong. Again, knock on wood. So yeah.